Good morning and welcome to the 6 o'clock news. This is a special broadcast covering the Vietnam War. My name is Tom Bradley, and in our first segment, we'll be going to our very own Alfredo Muniz, who is covering the Operation Linebacker, and we'll be interviewing one of the fighter pilots that will be in the war. Alfredo.
Hello, sir. So you was fighting the Operation Linebacker?
Yes, I was.
And when did that begin?
Operation Linebacker had two parts to it. The first one is called Linebacker 1, and the second part was named the Christmas Bombings. Linebacker 1 began on May 10, 1972.
How was the battle like?
The battle of Operation Linebacker was during Vietnamization, so all the airstrikes were increasing while the soldiers were being pulled out. So between May 10th and October 23rd, 1972, when the operation ended, U.S. Air Force, Navy, and Marine pilots dropped tens of thousands of tons of bombs on Vietnam.
So what happened after the peace negotiations?
The peace negotiations ended in December. So in order to get the Vietnamese to negotiate again, the Christmas bombings began on the 18th of December. And it just took 11 days of bombings to get the Vietnam leaders to negotiate again, as on December 29th, the North Vietnamese government agreed to negotiate peace.
How did the war end?
The battle in the war ended with the Paris Peace Accords, which ended U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War.
So it looks like we're out of time. I would like to thank you for your time and your service to our country.
Well, you're welcome anytime. But now I gotta test drive this bad boy. I'll see you guys later.
One of our proud Americans to be in the Vietnam War. And he's taking off.
And for our next segment, we'll be interviewing one of the presidents in the war, President Nixon. We're going to ask him questions about his impact in the Vietnam War and how he could have made the war shorter, and if he could have taken things back from the past.
So we're live on the Today Show, and today we have our guest, Mr. President Nixon. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me on the show.
So let's get started. What did you do in the war?
Well, first, I replaced the military draft with the lottery.
What did that do?
Well, the military draft is
That worked, Rich.
it's when young men get drafted from a specific year.
That's interesting. What was Vietnamization all about?
Vietnamization is all about where I gradually remove soldiers from the war, leaving South Vietnamese to fight alone.
How did they try to stop the Ho Chi Minh Trail?
I bombed it, but it was kind of hard for me doing this because it was in neutral countries. I didn't want to cause problems with any of them.
Did you stop it?
Well, it's hard to say. I slowed it down, but our efforts was great. They still got supplies, but we still bombed it.
Why did the U.S. pull out of war so early?
We pulled out the war so early because, well, not early. I wouldn't say early, but we didn't finish the war because we was losing a lot of American soldiers, and it seemed like it was taking too long, and our American citizens didn't know why we was there, so it seemed like a pointless battle for us. So we had to pull out.
Do you think that the U.S. won the war?
Well, that's definitely a controversial call because when we was there, held back North Vietnamese from making South Vietnamese communists, or I would say. And when we left, North Vietnamese and South Vietnamese continued fighting.
What happened at the end of the war?
Well, the boundaries stayed the same at the 11th parallel, so some might say the war is pointless, but I say otherwise.